The lovable amphibian aircraft. What a remarkable invention. These planes offered unmatched versatility, allowing pilots to choose between landing on traditional runways or the thrill of touching down on water. Let's face it, the excitement of a water landing is exactly why we adore amphibians so much. Recently, my friend Ron's newsletter, Western New York Aeromail, reminded me of a project I'd set aside. I'd been organizing my father's aviation photos, and one particular amphibian airplane had me puzzled. I spent hours sifting through vintage magazines and photographs from the 1940s, trying to identify the mysterious aircraft. When I finally found it in an old advertisement, I felt relieved, until my brother Doug casually recognized it immediately. "Hey, that's a Grumman G-44, he laughed. Clearly, I should have asked him first. The G-44 Widgeon was developed by Grumman engineers in 1940 as a smaller, 5-seat counterpart to the larger G-21 Goose. The G-44 earned its FAA certificate on April 5, 1941, quickly becoming a trusted service aircraft for the U.S. Coast Guard, J-4F-1, and the U.S. Navy, J-4F-2. Its powerful twin 200-horsepower Ranger engine spun wooden fixed-pitch propellers. In 1946, Grumman introduced the upgraded G-44A, featuring design improvements like a deeper bow and enhanced mechanical equipment. My personal amphibian story intertwines with two other remarkable aircraft my father, Tony, operated at Buffalo Air Park and briefly at Pompano Airport in Florida. The Lake LA-4, a 1967 blue and white amphibian, N2019 Lima, sat on the tarmac at Buffalo Air Park, always ready for scenic flights over Lake Erie. The LA-4, powered by a single 180-horsepower Lycoming engine, evolved from the Colonial C2 Skimmer version 4, boasting a longer wingspan and increased weight of 2,400 pounds. Yet, my absolute favorite remains the orange and white 1970 Thurston Teal TSC-1A N2003 Tango. Designed by David Thurston of the Thurston Aircraft Corporation, the Teal became special to me through unforgettable flights with my dad. One vivid memory stands out. My first amphibious landing in a small Florida lake when I was around 5 years old. Everything seemed fine until my father shut off the engine and opened the canopy, encouraging me to splash my hands in the water. Panic set in as I thought the airplane was sinking. I started crying, and despite my dad's patient explanations, nothing could calm me down until we took off again. Once airborne, my fears melted away, replaced by pure exhilaration. Over time, I grew comfortable in the Teal, sharing fishing trips and adventures with my father. Casting a fishing line from an amphibian isn't easy. You only have limited room on either side and must avoid hitting the wings. Even though we rarely caught fish, these moments were precious. Tony's Teal N2003 Tango was special, serial number 3 out of only 15 built. His connections from his days at Republic Aviation must have helped him acquire this unique airplane. Thurston's innovative designs began with the TSC-1 T-boat, a bolt-hull type prototype lacking landing gear. Refinements, including retractable landing gear, resulted in the FAA-certified TSC-1A Teal in August 1969. David Thurston's career in aviation is a fascinating story of innovation and persistence. Starting as a Grumman design engineer in 1940, he co-founded the Colonial Aircraft Corporation with Herbert Lindbald in 1955, developing the C-1 and later the C-2 Skimmer version 4. After selling Colonial in 1959, Thurston went on to establish multiple companies, eventually forming the Thurston Aircraft Corporation to produce the TSC-1A Teal. Despite initial success, economic turndowns forced him to cease operations in 1971 after just 19 Teals were produced. Schweitzer Aircraft Corporation bought the rights to the Teal, and Thurston joined them briefly before returning to consulting and designing with his final company, Thurston Aeromarine Corporation. Reflecting on these intertwined aviation stories, I'm amazed at how rich and complex the history is behind these beloved amphibian aircraft. Each flight with my father in that orange and white Teal holds a cherished spot in my heart, reminding me of the adventures we shared and the legacy he left behind. Thanks for joining me on this nostalgic journey. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a comment. I'm Bill Riccio, and I'll see you in the next video.